What's up, collective? My name is Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a little tarot reading for you guys today. So I've been finding there's some issues going on for everyone at the moment. So I really wanted to look into some of that stuff for you guys. I did pull one card to see where we're going to go, and we got the World. Yeah, so something has maybe wrapped up in some way, and for some of you it does feel like there's a little bit of discomfort around this. Yeah, it does feel like, well, Spirit's saying for some of you it's a graduation. Some of you do have mixed feelings about it though. There is a little bit of, for some of you it feels like there's a little bit of sadness at the completion of whatever it is. There is celebration for a lot of you. There is a leveling up that's happening for a lot of you, but it definitely feels like for some of you there's a little sense of trepidation around it. Okay, so congrats to those of you that have just graduated. That's fun. Let's see what's going on here for the collective. Yeah, so some of you are definitely a little bit unsure about where to go next, a little bit unsure of your next move. For some of you, it's definitely feeling okay, so what I'm getting is well, what now? Yeah, so for some of you, there's been some kind of completion of something, and now here you are, perhaps in an elevated position, but a little bit well, what do we do with this? For some of you, there is mixed feelings. For some of you, there is a sadness element. You may need to just take a little time out, tend to your wounds in whatever way that feels comfortable for you. I am seeing you having a small period of feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, perhaps getting into that mental prison. Yeah, for a lot of you, the fear seems to be around your ability or your capability to carry the next step or move through. Yeah, there is some kind of completion, transformation that's happened that perhaps is elevating you, but perhaps you're a little bit don't really want to move. Okay, the advice from Spirit here is to take your time with it, yeah, to try and celebrate whatever has closed out in the past, and try and be really grateful for whatever happened there. There does seem to be this little element of you being a little bit unsure now of your next move. So allow that to serve its purpose as well. Take your time, be really gentle with yourself as you try to find this new, Spirit saying find your footing in this new, Spirit saying find your footing in this new dimension. What I was going to say is find your footing in this new, it's a platform. There's something about the platform that they keep banging on about platforms. Okay. All right. So the advice here is to take your time to work through the mental conflict and to really try to find a sense of peace and gratitude with whatever's closed out here, because it does seem whatever it is, it's final. There's no going back from what I can see. There does seem to be a little sense of trepidation, perhaps holding on to things, really not being 100% sure about where you're going to go with this next step. Take your time with that. Be very patient with yourself, because I am actually seeing you find clarity. I am seeing you Spirit saying something about inspiration. See, and that inspiration could even come from this period here where there's a lot on your mind. You're really overburdened mentally. You're really thinking where do I go now? This could be things that have, Spirit's saying for a lot of you, it's things that have been coming for a long time and you haven't known for a long time where to go with it. And now it's here we are at the crossroads and you still don't know which way to go. So take your time with that. For some of you, there is very much messages from the universe. I'm seeing this little birdie here in the Nine of Pentacles. So I would pay attention to whatever calls to you, whatever bubbles up in these moments of yeah, what's the Spirit saying, what's the recurring theme? And I like that, because if you're constantly coming back to the same point, that's probably what you should run with. Yeah. For some of you, it's a lack of confidence. I'm definitely seeing for some of you, there is some kind of fear of your ability to carry this or do whatever it is that you've set out to do. But the way that this is coming through is not only are you well prepared for it, but I actually see you kind of like flourishing in that role. Absolutely. Spirit's saying, like, for a lot of you, there's like perhaps you don't trust where your intuition's leading you. Perhaps you don't trust. Spirit's saying for some of you, like, this ending that's happened has like, you don't trust in the endings that lead to new beginnings is what Spirit's saying. So some of you may be like too focused on what's just closed out rather than like directing, Spirit saying directing your focus towards the future. So for some of you as well, like this can be like, okay, so for some of you, this is like a graduation where you've left one place and now you're stepping into a completely different environment. That is that placement and platform piece coming through again, where this could be like, this could feel like foreign land to some of you. The way that this is coming through is not only are you prepared, but this is like your destiny to like walk this path. And it does look like there's a little bit of fear and a little bit of hesitation. But what I'm seeing is that, okay, so Spirit's showing me like it's not gloomy in any way, yeah. Spirit's showing me like a really like bushy pathway, yeah, and it's really like overgrown and like it's hard to see where you're going, yeah. And then suddenly you come out to this clearing and it's like a garden. Spirit's saying for some of you, like you may almost be like losing a bit of hope at this point, or like feel like, yeah, well, what now? Yeah, so you've come to this completion point and there's like, well, where do I go with this? What do I do? And you do have some ideas, but you're just not 100% sure about where you want to take it. The way this is coming through is like sit in that discomfort for as long as it needs to be there, because it will serve you in some way. You will have some, Spirit saying, some bright idea that comes in and kind of frees you mentally from that prison, and then I see you moving forward. The way this is coming through is like, for some of you, this new environment that you're in, Spirit's saying it's much more suited to you as well. Spirit's showing me now, like in the garden, you're coming out and you're a butterfly, and like butterflies love gardens. See all the butterflies? Yeah, for some of you, there just needs to be like a period of pause here. For some of you, the stress and like the element of like what now is perhaps like around finances and things like that. Again, I would take your time with it, because I do feel like you have all of the capabilities to get through this. It definitely feels like there is some kind of like intuitive nudge or pull that you're getting. And I would very much say to follow that. Yeah, you should definitely follow all of those intuitive nudges. For some of you, there is like a recovery period that needs to happen here. Like, take your time with that, you know, allow Spirit saying ask your angels to come in and help with the process. For some of you, if it feels like it's been going on for quite a while, you can request help from higher realms, and I would absolutely advise that you do that in whatever way feels comfortable and appropriate for you. There is something here around some of you, perhaps like, you know, having a sense of like not wanting to let go or not really wanting to move, some kind of like, for some of you, that it feels like there's unfinished business, but it's like you can't go back for some reason. There is some kind of like, there's no going back from what I can see. All right, show me incoming. Yeah, beautiful. So what I'm getting is that for some of you, this is definitely like a lack of courage. For some of you, this feels like, yeah, you're going to be like really revved up by your own experiences and like really courageous in this next cycle, but it may take you a moment to get there. It may take you a moment to like be inspired again. So take a hot minute, give yourself the time to like, Spirit saying get used to this new environment, and I would very much like take it easy with that. All right, congratulations to those of you that have graduated, and for those of you that are, you know, moving through this transition with a little bit of reluctance, like trust in your path, trust where you're led, and trust that the universe has like kind of laid this out for you, and the way that it's presenting to me is like it is an elevation of some kind, so trust in that. Thanks for being here, guys. My name's Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. If you got something from this, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz.